we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. Following defenseman Kevin Bahl signing a 2-year contract extension with New Jersey yesterday, he's kind enough to join us this afternoon. At this time, we'll open it up for questions. As a reminder, send me a note in the chat, and I'll add your question to the queue. We'll lead off with Amanda Stein, NewJerseyDevils.com.
I think I'm a little frozen over here, so you might want to start with someone else. I got to change rooms.
Okay, we'll go over to Bill Spalding, MSG Networks. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Kevin, congratulations. We talked a few times this year about just your confidence growing as you were playing more and more. Now to have this 2-year deal signed as well, and kind of that feeling that, you are part of this group moving forward, how much more do you think that's going to allow you to continue to kind of play freely and continue to grow in your role?
I think it'll have a dramatic impact, and then, hopefully, obviously the way things were going last year, and just the coaches having confidence in me and giving me a bit more ice, I think that'll have an effect too. But it's a mix of both things, getting the contract and then also getting more ice time, playing a bit more. I think they all kind of play a role.
Great. The way last year finished, and you to get that taste of the postseason, and so many guys getting their first taste in a while. How much has that, do you think, motivated this group moving forward? And is it something you're talking about with the guys when you text back and forth or chat with them at all during the offseason?
Yeah, of course. I mean, getting that far and then losing to, Carolina that way, I mean, that definitely stings a lot, right? Like, coming in so hot after that one series, like coming back and beating New York and then having that happen against Carolina it sucks. So I think it stings everybody in the butt a bit, and yeah.
Great. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Bill. Amanda, we can go back to you if you're available.
Thank you. Can you hear me? You good?
We can.
Okay, perfect.
She's frozen.
Yeah, I believe we've lost her once again, Amanda. We're going to wait till you get situated. And as we do, we'll go to Ryan Novozinski of NJ.com. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Kevin, congratulations, man. Just wanted to know how the summer's going for you, your training and everything like that.
I think it's going well. It's going according to plan, I'd say, for what I'm doing. So, just staying at the cottage, go work out, get on the ice up here and up north, and life's good right now. So I gotta do everything I need to and enjoy it enjoy it as much as I can, right? So it's going really well.
And just sort of scene setting wise, what were you doing when you got the call or message from your agent or Tom when the contract was finally signed?
I think I was going to the rink. I'm pretty sure just going to the rink, just getting ready to skate. Yeah, so just another work day.
There you go, man. And last one for me, just kind of your thoughts outside looking in on your team's new acquisitions this summer, be it Toffoli or Nosek, just the new guys that are coming and try to help this team.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, those are guys with experience, playoff experience, and I think it's always great to grab guys with like that kind of character. So I think it's obviously a good snag.
Thanks, Kevin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. Our next question go to Mike Morial, NHL guy.
Hey, Kevin. Thanks for doing this. Thanks, Pete. So Kevin, you certainly played a more physical game last season. I know you finished 4th among Devils D-men in hits. I know you're a bigger guy and you're expected to play that way, but how difficult is it as a young player to play that style, and how much of a learning curve was needed for you?
There's definitely a learning curve. A lot of it is speed and timing and, knowing where to hit guys and where to force guys to make plays. I think come playoff time, I was doing it a lot more where I was trying to end plays in certain areas to force chip-ins and stuff like that, because I knew they were, they didn't really have an option, or they didn't have a way to make a play. They were kind of pinned against the blue line in the boards or center ice in the boards. So I thought I was maybe overly aggressively doing that a bit too much, but I think I was starting to learn, how to catch guys. So it's definitely a learning experience and something I want to get better at.
So basically, you try to perfect the fine line, right, between doing it the right way and taking an unnecessary penalty. Is that I guess that's the learning curve, and that's the biggest part of it. Yeah.
I don't think it's about taking penalties. I think it's more about, stick positioning, and if you're going to hit him, you got to hit him. If he gets around you, or just, chips it or bumps it to the middle guy and then flies by you, you're screwed, right? So I think that's more of the issue, not giving up anything to take hit.
Got it. And do you expect, Kevin, there to be kind of a feeling out process for the defensive core at the start of the season following departure of Damon and Graves? Like, how difficult do you think it'll be minus those veterans?
I mean, you got two top D-men in the league moving out, so it's definitely going to be different. But, at the same time, I think we still got a really good D-core. So I think, there will obviously be feeling out, but at the end of the day, there's still some really, really great players on this team.
Thanks, Kevin. Enjoy the rest of the summer.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. We'll now go back to Amanda Stein. Go ahead, Amanda.
Okay, I promise I have it this time. Kev, I just wanted to ask you what your relationship was like with Ryan McGill, and how important that process is to have a defensive coach that you can rely on and work one-on-one with, and what he sort of brought to your game this past year.
I think a big thing was, just learning how to be confident in yourself. I think that was a big thing I learned from him. And then at the same time, just, continuously getting better. I think every time after practice, he's always got a little drill or something to work on. So even here, I'll find or think of something I was doing there, or just make up like a little drill where I think it'll have some value going into the season. So, those two things, right? Just being confident in yourself, and then also, just finding little ways to get better. And especially when they don't take up a lot of energy, but you can just find a way to get 1% better.
Was there anything you can remember that he said about, the confidence aspect that you were just talking about? Was there anything that stuck out to you that really clicked?
Not necessarily, but I just, overall, I think there was some lessons to be learned about like how to stay even keel. And I think I really progressed in that regard throughout the year.
Thanks, Kev. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Our next question will go to James Nichols, NJD Hockey Now.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for doing this. Congratulations. My first question is, at exit interviews, you mentioned, you felt that you really started to belong in the lineup as an everyday player around the Florida Tampa trip. How prepared do you feel now moving into next season, especially given the fact, like we mentioned earlier, minus, two guys like Damon Severson and Ryan Graves, for you to be expected to be in the lineup full time?
Yeah, I mean, I do feel prepared, but I wouldn't say I feel comfortable. I mean, I want to come in with the same mindset I had last year, where it was you just got to fight for every inch. So I do feel very prepared, but I don't feel at all comfortable.
And obviously, you signed that 2-year deal, a bridge deal there. What goals do you have for yourself moving forward? Maybe even heading into your next contract, to say to yourself, maybe I can tack on a few more years the next time I get to free agency.
I think a big thing for me is I want to work on being a better PK guy and just being more relied on in that regard in defensive situations. I think that could be a big part of my game and something I was really good at growing up.
Thanks, Kev. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. Our next question will go to Josh Renitz, the Hockey Writers.
Thanks, Pete. Kevin, thanks for doing this. Congratulations. Just picking up on what James said, do you think with the departure of Ryan on the left side, is it important for you to be able to fill into that more defensive-minded defenseman role on that side and be able to contribute more in the PK?
Yeah, again, like he was a guy that was logging 20 minutes, so I think there's obviously opportunity to play a bit more, but at the same time, I got to show up prepared, and I can't be comfortable because there's obviously a lot of good players on this team. So I just got to show up prepared and ready to play at the best of my abilities.
And then I know on breakup day we talked about you'd mentioned that you were working on stick handling that you had picked up from Marino and some of the other guys about basically not dusting off the puck and cradling it. Are there other skills or other areas of your game that you've been working on this summer to improve?
There's a lot of things I'm working on, but I think specifically this summer has been more about just taking care of my body and doing little things off the myself. I know that's what this summer is about. But definitely those things I've been working on that kind of thing all the time, and a lot of that is just mental, right? Every time you want to receive a pass, you just trying to corral it a certain way, or one touch so you can make a play right after. Yeah.
And Kevin, have you spoken to any of the new acquisitions, especially Colin Miller or anybody else on the defensive side?
No, not yet.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Josh. Our next question will go to Trey Matthews, Pucks and Pitchforks.
Thank you. Kevin, my first question for you is, it was quite evident that you played a vital role on the Devils' blue line late in the year. I would like to hear your perspective in regards to how you felt like your skill set was utilized during the season.
Yeah, I think I kind of needed to grow and find out like what I was going to do on this team and what I was capable of. I think I came a long way just because I was learning how to play certain situations, what I can and can't do, what I can get away with. And then fast forward a couple of months, going into the playoffs, just learning that being that physical guy, that's a big element in playoffs, especially when you're playing 7 games straight. So yeah, it's a big learning curve.
Awesome. My second question for you is, seeing the growth and development of yourself, Luke Hughes, a few other prospects, and also the addition of Colin Miller, how excited are you going into this season with the current defensive units surrounding you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for our D-core, but especially as a team, I mean, we got to the second round, and I don't know how young we were last year, but I think we were pretty high up there. I remember maybe the year before we were number 1 or number 2, so it's pretty exciting being this young and this talented.
When reflecting on your career up to this point, what lessons and techniques sort of shape-shifted you into the impactful player that you are today, whether it was your time playing in the OHL, back in your home of Mississauga, Utica, or even on this current New Jersey Devils team? What ideologies and lessons made you the player that you are today?
I think big one is consistency, showing up 5-6 days a week to the gym and on the ice, just being consistent in what you eat, when you work out, what you're doing on the ice. I mean, physically, I'd attribute it a lot to learning how to skate properly and like my skating coach. And then off ice, I'd attribute it to my strength coach back home, which, especially for a big guy, it's hard to move and put on muscle the right way and just train properly. So I attribute it to my trainer back home big time.
Awesome. That's it for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Trey. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. Have a great rest of the day.